Today we're going to talk about what's in my laptop bag, how it allows me to edit on the go and keep me always connected and not bound to a desktop computer because, don't get me wrong, I love this thing. It's a beast. It's very pretty. It's not going on trips. It's way too much for that. So let's get into it. So let's start with the bag itself. I went with the Lenovo ThinkPad laptop. I went with it because it's lightweight. It has enough space to carry everything I need without being excessive. I refuse to be beholden to a heavy backpack. That's going to cause me back pain to travel with. I refuse to do it. So we're slim and efficient with this is what we're doing. With this being a slim backpack, we're only carrying the necessities. We've got the pouch here where I keep some of my extras. We've got a pouch here for cables and stuff I'll touch on. And the main bag where the laptop is. I do not want a bunch of extra stuff in here. So let's start with what I have in the front of the bag here. I've got two things. One, TomTog bag. This bag is for holding cables and stuff. So in this bag, it's my cables and other things. We've got two USB-C cables, 6 foot. Also carry around a USB-A adapter in case I run into something that doesn't have USB-C, which is insane at this point. It's almost 2026. I also have a USB hub in the event I do have to connect multiple things to it. That one's from Anchor. Then I also have my SD card adapter for when I'm doing stuff with my primary camera on the go. And then for a mouse, I went with the Lenovo Legion, I want to say M510 wireless gaming mouse. If I have the model number wrong, Lenovo, I'm so sorry. Also, foreshadowing, I've mentioned Lenovo twice in this video. And the bag itself, TomTog, it's been great. It was inexpensive. And once I get this in there, it holds everything perfectly. Alright, next up, we got the power bank here. My power bank I went with is the Anchor Prime Power Bank 26K. Say that 3 times fast. I'm going to do a whole separate review on this. Big reason just to give a foreshadow is I like it because it can actually charge my laptop unlike a lot of other power banks. So that's why I got it. Alright, so next up is this pouch here where I've got really not much. So I have a Xbox controller here. It's funny, I actually don't use this laptop for gaming a whole lot, but on the occasions I'm traveling and I do want to, that's why it's here. Love it. Have the adapter specifically for this controller. This is an Xbox One controller, not a Series X controller, so it still has a USB-A connection. Next up after the controller is just the power brick. It's nice, it's easy, it fits in the bag great, so that's a win. Alright, we're getting to the big pouch. The magic's about to happen. But I have a funny story real quick. So, this is the mouse pad I use now. Just a nice classic SteelSeries white mouse pad because I like their peripherals. But when I bought it, they're like, hey, we can give you a mouse pad for, like a couple bucks extra or whatever it was. I didn't realize it was an 18-inch by 18-inch mouse pad. It's a nice mouse pad, but it's just way too big for me to carry when I travel. So this is actually coming out of my bag, but I just wanted to share just how comically big this is. I'll find someplace for it, I'm sure. All right, now for the big reveal. We've got Lenovo Legion 5i laptop. For those who saw the foreshadowing of all the Lenovo products I mentioned, that's how we landed here. So this laptop, I'm going to talk through a few things that make it important for me and what I do. So the first thing is I went with the 15-inch form factor. There's bigger laptops out there like 16, 17 inches. The problem with those is they're a 16, 17-inch laptop, which sounds cool on paper until you realize how much bigger it is, and just how much heavier it is, and how much space you have to deal with. And a lot of those, they'll still have power bricks because they have to power on when you're traveling, right? But they'll have massive power bricks that are heavy, and I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that. So I went with the 15-inch form factor, and I love it. It's perfect for what I need. It allows me to travel, use this in an airplane seat. Another reason I specifically went with this one is I used to have an Asus Predator before this, which is still an amazing laptop. I'm not slamming their product. But that one I struggled to use a power bank to charge when I was traveling. The Anchor power bank I showed earlier charges this thing well. Next up is the processor. It has the Intel i7-14700HX. It's just a powerhouse of a processor. It rips through anything I do in Excel, Power BI, just anything that needs that raw horsepower, it kills it. For the graphics card in this, it is the RTX 5070 from NVIDIA. I use DaVinci Resolve for all of my video editing, which is a GPU-heavy system or application, and the 57 just tears through whatever I'm editing. Doesn't matter if it's 1080p, 4K, FX, like it just owns it. Then internally you can't see, but this one has 2 solid state drives in it. I did that for a reason. First one carries all of my applications, right? Like everything I'm installing, like Excel, Power BI, DaVinci, everything else I use in the day-to-day. The second one is just for raw media. That's the only thing that goes into it is media. Whether it's photos I'm editing, videos I'm editing, assets for videos, like it all goes to that other drive. I did that one to just have redundancy as well. If one drive fails, the other is safe, so I don't lose everything. I mean, I do have everything backed up, but it's just I'd only have to replace half of it in case anything should fail. But also, in my opinion, I do not have any scientific foundation for this. Certain applications just run quicker when it's pulling assets off a second drive. So maybe I'm wrong, but it feels like it runs smoother with certain. Then the last thing is the fans on this. This thing is very quiet until it needs to not be quiet. So when I'm editing, in DaVinci, just doing its thing, very rarely do I ever hear the fan spool up. But when I'm doing like a big render with a bunch of effects and stuff, that's when I'll hear the fans pick up because it's under a heavy load, which is great. Prior to this, I had the Asus Predator, which again, powerful laptop, wasn't for my purposes. But just sitting there, that thing sounded like a jet taking off some days, and I'm like, what are you doing? All you're doing is existing. So this one, for me, was much better because I love how quiet it is. So this is everything in my everyday laptop bag. Everything serves a purpose. I don't want to carry a bunch of extra nonsense. So everything is form fit to exactly what I need it to do. Any questions on anything I have, please let me know down below. I'd be happy to answer them. And what does your everyday laptop bag look like? Or maybe you don't even use a laptop. Maybe you're still on a desktop. What does that look like? Let me know.